The Shepherd's House helps veterans become self-sufficient, employed, and really give them the resources they need to succeed. With me today, I have Tracy Barr. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm great.
Yes, please share what you do with the Shepherd's House.
Yes. So my role at the Shepherd's House is to interview veterans that want to come there, work with other agencies like inpatient rehab, talk to social workers, let them know what we're about, and tell them why and what we're about. And so I give them plenty of information so they can make an informed decision whether or not they feel we're the best program.
Yeah, so you have the best job, really being able to interact and be that first face that they see. With today being Veterans Day, you know, we really wanted to highlight on all the important organizations, and you all are a nonprofit that offers so much service and support to our veterans. So can you dive deeper into what the Shepherd's House provides?
Sure, absolutely. So Shepherd's House has been around for over 20 years, providing services to veterans. We provide housing because they're homeless. We provide clinical support to them for mental health counseling through licensed clinical social worker, therapist, case management, classes and recovery meetings, and also like employment assistance if they're employable and they're not disabled. We help them get a job so they can have a livable wage, save money while they stay at the Shepherd's House, eat amazing food prepared by our chef, and get their holistic life together. So ultimately what the goal is for them to leave better than they came, and also to secure permanent safe housing in the community.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's so great. And I love your good food.
That's right.
Yes.
And healthy food.
Right.
Fruits, vegetables, along with good snacks.
That's great.
Yes.
And it's so surprising, though, that over 23% of homeless are veterans.
Yes.
Like, why is that?
You know, I've talked to so many veterans. We've served over 700 veterans in our organization. And some of them say, you know, we were trained to be survivalists. And some of us choose to not be part of society. We are trained we can live in the woods in a tent. We can do it. Should we do that long term? Socially, probably not.
Right.
Maybe deteriorating mental health, things like that. But we want to make sure that every veteran gets out there. That's part of my job of, you know, PSAs and news and social media to know there is hope. If you want it, we're here. And so that's kind of the answer to the question. It's kind of an odd one, but they can get by on their own because they've been trained to be that way.
They've been trained to be that way. I've never looked at it like that. Wow, what a perspective. And so when veterans come into your program, what is the typical time frame that they stay or that you allow for them to receive this type of support?
Sure. So when they come into the program, the average length of stay is about 6 months.
Okay.
So some of them stay a little longer, some of them stay a little less. It's a clinically driven case management plan.
Okay.
So some of them have more things to work through than others. Whether it's physical health issues, they need to get some of their health matters straightened out, diabetes, heart, they've not gone to the doctor for years. So it just depends on the man, how old they are, how complicated it is, but usually about 6 months, sometimes up to a year. But then we want them to stay long enough to make sure there's a new foundation and things are put back together.
Yes, yes, that's great. And I know that you support all adult age because that's when, of course, you can serve. And so what is the typical process for anyone who is interested in joining the Shepherd's House?
Well, fortunately, we have a fantastic VA medical center 1 mile from us, and oftentimes men will just walk in to their facility, and their homeless team will screen them, see what they're about, what their resources are, and then they go through the vetting process, and they'll send them to us. Or a man staying in a hospital here locally, and he says, I'm a veteran. I have nowhere to go once you discharge me. Those social workers, we've networked with them as well. They'll call us. Or you know, substance abuse treatment at Parkview Behavioral or Park Center. They send men to us that way. So we get them all over the place and literally all over the state too as well, because we're just a little unique in that. And we offer, you know, at no charge to them, if they're a qualifying veteran, treatment and housing, and then get them back on their feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so much. Treatment housing and getting them back on their feet. And this is different, of course, from a halfway house.
Yes.
Can you talk about the difference between the two?
Yeah, and you know, there are some great halfway houses in Fort Wayne, but we are veteran focused, first of all. We have a partnership with the VA and other VA like Vet Center in Fort Wayne, where men can get veteran specific services from a veteran, often a peer, in counseling and the social work. We also have on staff case management at master's level. We have a therapist. So they're going to get high level care in our building on a regular basis, which kind of sets you apart from just being a place for shelter and food, which is, there's a place for that. But we feel like with the veterans, there's usually more that they need, and we're able to provide that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this important information and getting the word out for those who may need it. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
And there it is. She has shared so much vital information about how the Shepherd's House is supporting veterans around our community. We'll be right back.